This is DMG and welcome to 70 System, and this video in our general RPG discussion video series is how should you schedule your RPG game? Well, this is an enormously difficult task, and it's something that you will struggle with your game, and that's pretty much guaranteed. Once you're out of school or college, university, etc., and you enter into real life and you have a job and you may have kids and you may have other commitments, finding time 4 to 8 hours to play a game with several strangers or friends is quite a juggling act. So when you're scheduling a game, when you're going to be playing face-to-face, there's a lot of things to consider. The initial game where everyone's getting to know how the game works, that's not too much of a problem. It's when you want to continue playing and you will need to build up that regularity. So regularity is very important to keep the game going, to keep the story flowing, to keep the whole nuance of the whole thing going. I would normally suggest that a game run at least once a month, especially if you have 4 or 5 players. When you have a lot of players, you are going to struggle immensely when it comes to scheduling, because it's going to be very difficult to get all those players together all the time. So things that you need to consider are, the time constraints that certain people will have in terms of travel. Some people may have to travel up to an hour to get to the game. So you need to be considerate of that. So you need to really sit down in the beginning and discuss, who has expenses that are they're tied to being there on time or at a specific day or something to that effect. So that includes, someone who may have kids, they'll need babysitting if they don't have someone in their family that can look after the children. Someone who may work shift works at night or during the day or on weekends when you have time available. All these things are going to come into play. So everyone who wants to game needs to kind of sit down and really say, okay, we really need to set aside this time to get to play the game. One thing I can suggest, which I have seen work, I haven't done it myself, but I've seen it work for other people, is to actually have an event day once a month. So an event day is where the players and their immediate families or friends or whatever can all get together in one location and actually have separate games for separate people. So there's people who like board games can play board games, people who like computer games can play computer games. You have activities for kids if there are kids. So it's a barbecue or a dinner party or something like that brings everyone together for that purpose, and then the game is attached to that. So the game, everyone is there for the primary event, and the game is attached to that as either before or after or even during. So that's one thing to consider. But the most important thing is to be considerate of the time and the expense of other people in the game, because it's what are going to keep the gaming group together. You need to keep the regularity happening. It's good if you can be every 2 weeks. That really, keeps the story and everything happening, keeps people interested in the game. The more it stretches past a month of time that the people don't remember what really happened in the last game, it gets more and more difficult. It no longer becomes a priority, all these kind of things. So bear all this in mind, because it is going to affect you. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you'd like to support these videos, check out patreon.com/70system, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter /70system as well. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.